Yo, what's happening, people? And welcome back to the Tiki Taka podcast, where you're going to hear hot takes, unbiased opinions, and hopefully have a couple laughs along the way.
Yes.
Now, we're back again. Like, comment, subscribe, all of that if you're watching this video, because our last video, the top 10 summer transfers, 60% of the guys that watched that weren't subscribed. I've run the data.
Shame on you.
I've run the stats.
Analytics have come back.
They're watching the content for free and they won't even click the button.
Come on. It's not good enough.
Come on. Very simple, very easy. And we're here again. And then if you subscribe, you won't even have to search for us on YouTube.
Yeah, it's not good enough.
Turn up in the subscription box. But look, on some level, I hear it. Me and Michael do the same thing.
Yeah.
Henry talks football, tells us to subscribe all the time. And we never do it. So I get it. But yeah, help us out. So please do that. Now, as you can see from the title of this episode, we've changed it up this week. We're going to do a Champions League preview because it is Wednesday. Arsenal kicked off their Champions League campaign yesterday, along with a couple of the other teams. And as far as Premier League football goes, last weekend, obviously Arsenal had a decent result against Forest. United got slapped in the Manchester derby as per. There's not too much to say on
Liverpool won late on again.
Yeah, so after a poor performance again.
Cue last week's.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And outside of that, there wasn't too much going on that we probably can't cover with MVPs and rookies. So that's how we're going to do it. Champions League preview. We're going to talk about, and we're also going to try and keep this away from English teams and English players. Do a bit more of a European scope. We've mentioned on the pod before that both me and Michael watch quite a bit of European football.
Yeah. No Prem tards here. No.
Yeah. We respect the Prem for what the Prem is.
We know what it is. Yeah.
Bilbao. Yeah, we're gonna have conversations on Bilbao because that's a proper team. That's a proper team.
Very tough game.
And the atmosphere was
electric.
Do you remember when we played
San Mamés?
Do you remember when we played RC Lens?
yeah. No other.
And the stadium one, I was like, bro, that's nuts. Bro. I think that was our first season back in the Champions. But we'll get there. So we're gonna focus on teams from other leagues, players from other leagues that might be interesting to watch out for and look out for in the Champions League this season. And as much as we're going to look at who we think the contenders are, we're also just going to look at teams that we're looking forward to seeing and players we're looking forward to seeing. So that's the format of this show. But before we get there, we do have to do a little bit on some of the English teams, and obviously Arsenal. Right, they've won at the weekend against Nottingham Forest fairly comfortably, and then they went to Bilbao, like you said, the San Mamés. And I don't know what your feelings were, but obviously, like I said, we know from RC Lens and wherever else, Porto, that we've played, and there's not really Champions League games that are quote unquote easy.
Yeah.
But I did think that
this was going to be
comfortable.
I like you.
I did think it would be comfortable.
Especially because we beat them pre-season, relatively easy. I guess you can't put stock into pre-season, but I thought kind of just handed out slappings on that day. It's gonna be like I said 2-0 before the game, and it did end up being 2-0. But I thought it was gonna be 2 first half goals, and the second half there's not much KG, and there's not much going on here. And I didn't actually expect us to play like free-flowing football, but that first 25, 30 minutes, Bilbao were putting it on us.
Yeah.
And like, I still think that situation, for example, is tough for anybody. If you think about it, Eze and Noni are making their debuts, Champions League debuts. Yeah, so
Mosquera.
Away from home, Mosquera making his Champions League debut. I guess, a bit easier for him. He's kind of been there before. But I know what you mean still. And I was just, I was really, really impressed with Bilbao.
Yeah.
I'm like more impressed with Bilbao.
And I'm pretty sure Bilbao were a pot 14.
Yeah. I'm more impressed with Bilbao than I am on the train of like it was a poor performance up until the subs. And I actually really enjoy those performances because even though Bilbao were putting it on us, there still wasn't like a clear-cut Bilbao chance where I'm like, we've caught life here. How has that stayed out? That kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But it was more so just like, these guys aren't just going to put 10, 15 man behind the ball and not do anything with it. Just want us to all Arsenal possession, all OD. We're all camped in their half, their yard type stuff. So,
no, they pressed right up the pitch.
But that was a tough game. Like a lot of guys are going to struggle to go there.
They made it difficult for Arsenal to play and Arsenal to find spaces.
I don't know if it's true that it's been like 11 years since Bilbao have been in the Champions League. Is that true?
Yeah. It's been a long time. I don't know exactly.
I just feel like I've seen them maybe 2-3 years ago in the Champions League or something.
No,
Valverde in the post match was like, the fans, the crowd, they've been waiting for this for 11 years, and I was like, is that since they've played Arsenal or since they've?
No. I'm pretty sure. I don't know, but it's been a long time because we've seen them in like Europa League, obviously last year and stuff. But I feel like it probably has been that long since they played, and obviously that would kind of explain why Nico Williams and that probably stayed and signed the new contract and stuff.
Oh, is it?
They finally got Champions League back and whatever. But yeah, even Arteta came out and said that was one of the best atmospheres he's ever seen.
It was dope. Home. But every fan was wearing a shirt.
Arsenal had the ball, and red and white shirts everywhere.
Every fan had the shirt on. Every fan was cheering every ball. Every time they'd have a corner or whatever, their guys were up for it. Yeah. And that was, as you say, I thought it was going to be a more comfortable game than that. And I walked away like, even before the 70th minute, I was like, well, a draw isn't the end of the world.
Half time, I was like, yeah, draw, get off the mark, start building some momentum.
Because we know from last year, you can lose almost more games than you win and still get through. In this group competition. So I'm down with that, by the way.
But the other thing on Bilbao is that not only obviously the atmosphere was great, obviously. And that explains why, because even you said to me that you're shocked Calafiori was starting. And I was a bit shocked that I thought maybe this was an opportunity to give Timber some rest. But obviously Arteta being Basque knew what that was going to be like, what the atmosphere and the passion and everything in that game. So we needed to go full strength. So correct decision. But bro, they just played good ball, man. Bro, it's not just about like off the ball and they're pressing and stuff. When they had the ball, it's good. Like all 11 players on the pitch can play a pass off both feet, have some sort of technical level.
Quick. Like I was, it's funny because I watched the game in the office, like with some of my co-workers, and I was like, as I said, I didn't expect it to be like some beautiful game. I knew it wasn't going to be some sort of free flowing, we're all just playing tiki-taka football stuff. And I watched the game, we like obviously happy with the result, all this kind of stuff, yeah. And then like one of my co-workers come in today and he's like, oh, you know, after reconsidering it, I never want to see that midfield again. I never want to see Marino, Rice, and Zubomendi. I want us to play Ethan or Eze in the 10 at times. And I was like, bro, did you not see the pressure we were under?
Yeah.
Like, guys, I'm not one of those fans that is on the side of like, I'm buying into the Arteta needs to let go of the handbrake narrative. I think Arsenal should win games. I think Arteta should prepare to win games and all that kind of stuff, yeah. But I'm not giving up this defensive solidity that we found for a lot of things. Yeah. And I do feel as if, like, I hear it, you might give up some concessions in that Marino, Rice, Zubomendi midfield. Maybe at home, I'd like to see Ethan and stuff. But if Ethan's in that midfield and, you know, someone pushes him off the ball, we're a man down, wherever they start moving to me, got a goal behind. It's tough. If we gave that stadium a goal.
I think it would have been a wrap.
If we gave that stadium a goal, when you went a goal down.
Without Saka.
I'm not trying to get into these basketball games. I was telling guys yesterday, like, we're never going to get into a 4-4 game in the Champions League. Arsenal in the Champions League will never this season we'll get into some sort
unless we play Barca.
Unless and we have to. I hear you. That's like the only asterisk. You know, but I just don't see us getting into these sort of type basketball, and I think that will serve us well. I think we'll go far in this tournament.
But you know, if I'm being completely honest, at half time I was really not happy with that midfield three, and it wasn't like I'm against any of them individually. Yeah. But I was just like, can we please just try a little bit?
I don't know, man.
Try and get some creativity in there. But obviously, we come away 2-0 at the end of the game, and I don't really care. Like I haven't spoken about it since. I wasn't even really gonna bring it up, but it is a bit like. It's not so much Marino, because Marino I feel like is almost. I mean, I feel like you described it perfectly yesterday, when you said he's like the chemical agent you need in any formula. So not so much Marino, but there is just a different threat if Eze or Nwaneri were there in the 10.
I hear you.
And as much as you're right, we could go 1-0 down because they lose the ball or whatever. I just think there is a bit of a. But again, that was me with the impression of like we should win this game fairly
easily, comfortably.
The way the game panned out and the way Marino played, who is one of the guys we'll talk about, but last thing on Bilbao, that Danny Vivian guy, that's just that's just La Liga centre back. Yeah. But he can come in, he can do well. Because I was looking at that Danny Vivian, that parade.
He should get cooked.
What's it? Yams, cornbread.
Yeah, mac and cheese.
Yeah, easy. Yeah, but they just they have that Spanish thing where they get their distances right and they never really too far out of position and yeah, so fair play to them, man. They played well. But on the Arsenal side, now I'm gonna mention this here at the top of the show, just 10 minutes in. And if you're watching this, because audience retention is usually high at the top of the show,
appreciate that.
So you should be able to hear this, and therefore, when we mention it in future weeks, you'll know when we first said this. But I'm gonna give Michael his props here. There's a quote from Michael, about probably when we signed him.
Speak on it.
Every team needs a Christian Mosquera.
Every single one.
Now that quote, I feel like we'll probably end up saying on this pod a lot, if not every episode. Yeah. United are just lucky we're not talking about them this week. Right. And that's why probably might not come up that much.
Bro, Mosquera is probably like Cunha's wages or Mbemba's wages. Let alone the transfer fee.
But yeah, 13 million Christian Mosquera, 1 year left. Now everyone's asking the question, how would this club and Barca and Real and Atletico
going through tweets back in 20.
How were they not involved for a guy of this quality and 1 year left? And I'll tell you why they weren't involved. Hand of Arsenal told us.
Yeah.
Mosquera only wanted Arsenal. Right? That's why the price was 13 million. But Valencia had to accept it.
I do think, I agree with that. He only wanted Arsenal. But I do think, and who cares, because he's an Arsenal player. Not that Arsenal were late in the race, but I don't think... like, for example, a Chelsea or United or whoever probably could have been scouting him a year ago, 2 years ago.
Yeah.
But I know as soon as that Arteta phone call happened, that was when it was on the Arsenal.
Yeah.
As soon as, like, other guys might have made their interest known, they might have made their, what's happening with this guy, what's going on. But as soon as Arteta was like, yo, Christian, there's a project I have going on over here. It was raps.
Yeah.
It was raps.
And that tends to be the pattern.
Yeah.
Once the phone call. But we had conversations about Berta and Arteta and how our window's gone and which signing we could attribute to Berta and which ones we could attribute to Arteta. And this one was kind of like almost the most difficult one to attribute
Yeah.
Because like you just said, Arteta's got on the phone. There's elements of both of them. Ultimately, Berta's time in La Liga, I think he's come in and very
that's why I think you've come late.
Yeah, probably quite strongly pushed. For Mosquera, especially for the price tag. But I mean, let's talk on his ability and
Mosquera has been
the Anfield game,
brilliant.
The Forest game.
Mosquera has been brilliant. I think and we don't want to do anybody like a disservice or any sort of disrespect.
Let's not take it too far. Let's not.
No. It's not going to be
Colin Coward settings. Let's not.
No. You don't want to do anybody a disservice or any disrespect or anything like that because I still have so much love and respect for Jakub Kiwior.
Okay, yeah.
Still have so much love and respect for Jakub Kiwior. Thank you for what you've done. Year on year, you got better, you progressed.
Yep.
You
did what you needed to do.
Exactly. You shut up the haters.
Yeah.
But it feels very different. Like from the love that we've had from Jakub Kiwior, as I said to you off air, I was like, man, it's kind of tough. I feel like I loved Kiwior, I loved Tomiyasu. Like, am I going to really sort of fall in love with some of these new guys? Even though Arsenal have replaced them with younger quality guys, is it going to be the same? But Mosquera, man, just the entire vibe of Mosquera on the pitch seems like Kiwior. It was like, I'm learning to get to this level. Mosquera, it's like I've been at this level already for a year now. I'm surprised you guys are just catching.
21.
Yeah. That's the thing. That's the thing. It's like, and as I say, I don't say this to disrespect Jakub Kiwior. I only say it to show that Mosquera has come in and quickly taken over real estate. In terms of like how fans think about him, in terms of how fans perceive our defense, how I'm talking to Arsenal fans as well as like neutrals or haters or whatever it is. On the pitch, that Liverpool game was cool, was great. We loved it. Anfield is tough.
Yeah, debut.
I don't think he got enough sort of credit and respect for it, but I think because he's backed it up with another 2 performances, he looks imperious now.
Mm-hmm.
But there's not much in his game where I'm thinking like, I haven't seen him in many situations where I'm thinking like, he's gonna get rinsed here, he's gonna get ripped here. I need to worry about him in this situation. If he's got to defend his man 1-on-1, if he's got to take the header, if he's got to make the challenge, if he's got to make the pass, he's got it all to his game. He is super, super serious. And I said everybody needs a Kivio. A lot of it to do with the price, but / the quality of the player. But it's on some like, whoever your team has signed, is there a value for quality signing better than Mosquera? Is there like every team needs a Mosquera on that aspect of like, you spent X amount of millions on some player, whatever that player is, but could you have done with a Kivio? Sorry, Kivio? Could you have done with a Mosquera instead?
Yeah. Look, literally on that point, as much as I've given Michael his props, we both need to give Nick his props. Because that point right there about price, value.
Yeah.
Nick was the only one out of all of us
that had Mosquera in.
Everyone out of us that had Mosquera in a top 10 list. And I was even thinking about that on the weekend. I was like, 13 million. How the hell did this guy not make my top 10?
It's ridiculous.
He's 13 million. He probably starts for most Premier League clubs.
Do you know what it is? As I say, obviously, I did my list on sort of needle movers, impact, whatever. And maybe even in that aspect, he can creep into that. But I think I didn't expect Mosquera to play like a crazy amount of games.
Like Saliba was back.
Yeah, exactly. And that normally means that he starts. That normally means that he starts.
Exactly. But like, Mosquera's there.
And it's even a conversation about Mosquera starting on Sunday, which is crazy.
Well,
a lot of conversation that I'm willing to have.
Yeah. But
it's a conversation.
Yeah.
You know,
for parts of the Arsenal fan base out there, but that conversation's not happening here, right? And that's no slight on Mosquera. Yeah, if Mosquera had been in this league for a year, 2 years, and he played Haaland, and he played Man City, I'd open the conversation.
Pep's got something for Mosquera,
right? But
Pep's got the naughtiest triangle to drag him.
The one thing that Mosquera hasn't seen. Yeah. But Saliba's obviously. But I think the difference here, and you've already said it about us being Jakub Kiwior guys. The expectation, even though we were Jakub Kiwior guys, was that he will make a mistake.
Yeah, exactly. And we can't blame him for making that mistake because
he's meant to be our fourth
or
whatever else. And that is just the quality of the player. And then where he's gone above and beyond and earned that love and respect was he was flawless basically in two games against Real Madrid. Mosquera, I'm looking at like, well, maybe there's just no mistakes in your game. And like I'm pretty much already prepared to say that Mosquera is better than Kiwior. The only thing I need to see him do is like lock up big players on like a Champions League. Because I feel like that's Kiwior earned that respect.
But, go on.
But I do Mosquera already, like you say. If Saliba was back for this game, I'd be tentative to still go with Jakub Kiwior. Whereas there is a conversation now of Mosquera is just filling in flawlessly. And one thing we haven't spoken about on Mosquera, which almost makes him the Saliba mold, the Saliba profile, is his composure. He's got the way he slows it down. I'll take a couple touches.
He's got the press baiting stuff dialed into exactly where Arteta wants it. He's got the I'm going to put my foot on the ball, draw two guys in, calls for Zuba.
Tell guys move this way.
Fizz, have it, turn, go. I agree with you on the ball, and he's only getting more and more confidence in terms of his passing and the passing ranges. But anyway, we'll watch it afterwards. But I was watching some of his touches post, like you know how they do the comps post game. Some of the stuff I was like, Are we really sure this guy's 21?
I'm not.
Like, are we really sure that this guy's 21?
But we've got the Arsene Wenger quote that we always go
exactly.
Play these guys 100 games or whatever from 20, 21, 22 by the time they're 24, 25, 26.
And he could also work into the Arsene Wenger quote because I'm sorry he didn't cost 50 million.
Yeah.
You know, I'm sorry.
He's a lot fucking better than Rob Holding.
I'm sorry, Mosquera. Sorry, rival fans, that Mosquera didn't cost us 50 million. So you have to like put him in the bracket of like, I need X amount of goals and assists and clean sheets for him to be worth it. It's already worth it. If he was only 13 million and they've just got these 3 games and these 3 clean sheets, that's like 6 million per clean sheet.
He was half the price of what we sold Kiwior for. So yeah. Now look, 2 other guys that I want to talk about. Firstly, we'll talk on Mikel Merino. Because obviously we gave him MVP last week. He scored a hat-trick for Spain, 4 goals in that international break. Came back and played against Nottingham Forest. And actually, we had Declan Rice on the bench, which was worrying me before the game because I thought Forest are a physical side. But Merino dropped a Blasic in the Forest game. And
Merino class.
Yeah. And yesterday in the San Mamés, I think he was our best midfield player.
Yeah, I do. I often, sometimes, in these last week games,
there was a bit when Merino had the ball on the touchline, and I just thought, there's no option on here. And he just swings his left leg outside of the foot.
I see that. Run onto it.
Yeah. Literally a golf shot, man. Merino's technical level, bro, it's and if you don't watch Arsenal and you don't like that side of the game and you don't see what these slow, like stiff, almost Spanish midfielders can bring, then you're never gonna see it. You're never gonna like it. Whatever.
I do think that we need
his technical level is so high.
I think we need to like preface this conversation and say that we are Merino guys. I do think Merino is like Marmite quite a lot of the time.
Yeah.
Like a lot of fans either just don't see it, don't respect it, don't think it's that like special.
Or important or valuable.
He should be able to do that.
Yeah.
You know, but I definitely enjoy what Merino brings to the side, and I understand. Maybe more importantly, why Arteta has him in the team. Like, I understand why Arteta has Merino in the team. It feels very much like he's Arteta's like, I don't want to say new Havertz, but Havertz in the sense of like, I'm going to trust you to do like 7 jobs out there, bro. I'm going to need you to be like, win the defensive headers, set the press, be the 3rd man running. I'm going to need you to keep things ticking. I'm going to need you to look after the left-hand side. I'm going to need you to make sure Calafiori's doing his thing right. Like he's got to do like bare jobs. I know the post-match debrief with Merino is a different debrief to many players, like to many other players in the squad.
And his IQ, his football IQ allows him to do all of that, right?
Yeah, 100%.
A similar sort of thing with Havertz. But yeah, so wanted to give Merino a shout out. And lastly, we can't move on without mentioning Noni Madueke. Stellar performance against Forest. Only thing that was missing was a goal or an assist. And then yesterday he wasn't quite as good as he was against Forest, but he was still good, still
being his man.
Exactly, still doing what we need him to do. Another 90 minutes for Noni. And I do think that Noni, in these games where Saka's out, I think Noni's going to get a lot of 90 minutes because you can already tell that there's from the Maresca learning, there's already a level of like trust that Arteta seems to have with Noni of like, you will hug the touchline, you will be in the right position when I need you to be there, all of that.
I do think Arteta's got that profile sort of spot on in the sense of like, we actually don't have a winger. I know Martinelli kind of is a winger, and obviously maybe in MVPs and duds he'll get his sort of respect, but like Noni feels like the first winger we've signed since like Sanchez. And it's not even like Noni and Sanchez are alike. It's just that they're wingers. They do what wingers do.
But Sanchez ended up becoming a striker.
So
how much of a winger
exactly
can you be if you become a striker?
I need to generally sit down.
I honestly don't know.
I need to sit down and think about it. The last time it could be Theo Walcott.
Because Sharvin inside, exactly inside, Haleb inside.
You feel me?
Yeah.
So, and a lot of the other guys we produced through the academy. So he is it feels like we have to get used to actually having an actual winger. Like a lot of the time wingers try a lot of stuff and it doesn't come off. A lot of the times they put crosses in the box and it doesn't find where it needs to go and all this kind of stuff. But I think why Noni will do well at Arsenal is that relentlessness. Like it will come off. There will be days. And I feel like Noni is going to be like a whole type guy. I feel like when he gets goals, they'll come in bunches. When he gets assists, they'll come in bunches. Like when he's always beating his man. But when that final ball clicks, I feel like it's going to click more than once in one game, is what I'm trying to say. So I agree with you. I think Arteta trusts him. I do think it makes we always said that Arteta's dead afraid of a Saka injury and what he's going to do with a Saka injury. And I think beyond everything, man, Noni, it's not only that he's putting in good performances, he doesn't force Arteta to change too much.
Yeah, yeah.
And I think that's like more than anything what Arteta likes. He doesn't have to play like a right-footed guy, and he doesn't have to like make shift and shuffle guys out of position. And Timber can do the same thing, and Odegaard or Ethan or whoever it is, you can do the same thing because Noni's got a similar skill set to Saka. Yeah. And I do think the goals and assists will come, and I do think that the threat level for sure has gone up. You can just tangibly feel the threat level go up with Noni.
Yeah. These three guys, Mosquera, Marino, and Madueke, I wanted to pick them out because those three playing basically essentially means that Saka, Rice, and Saliba are out.
Yeah.
And if Saka, Rice, and Saliba are out, and we can go and pick up 3 points,
and still win games, is probably
3-0.
It's trouble.
Like last year, that would have been a massive problem.
Yeah,
because I don't know who Martinelli's on the right and someone else has come in, and then at centre back is
Reece needs to change the game. Reece is the impact sub. He needs to change the game, and we love Reece.
Exactly. He scored his penalty for Brentford yesterday. I watched that. And lastly, because we're not going to talk about Liverpool and City and Tottenham and their Champions League stuff, but one team we will talk about, because we didn't give them their time on Premier League roundups and stuff, and I think it's an interesting one for Champions League, is Chelsea. But before we get there, Chelsea fans aren't happy because it seems like Noni Madueke is getting loads of praise,
loads of love.
We saw what Gary
level above.
I didn't know he was that good. I didn't know not just Gary Neville, but Ian Wright, Jamie Carragher, whoever else. And Chelsea fans are saying we saw that exact Noni Madueke performance last year. He scored a hat-trick against Wolves, and he did play this game against Forest. And so I don't know why he's... My answer to that is what happens when you come to a big club. There's more eyes on you. Gary Neville, they care more because you're playing for Arsenal now.
Yeah.
That's the only... Because I actually kind of agree with Chelsea fans. Like, I was a Noni guy. Noni had good performances last year. There were times I came on this podcast and I said I think he might be Chelsea's best player.
Yeah.
So, and the difference with Noni will come when he starts getting the end product and the goals and assists. That's when we can really stop. But he was kind of having those Nottingham Forest performances at Chelsea. So what is different?
I think honestly, yes, I agree with it's because I agree with you in the sense of like Arsenal are a big club, massive club, and the pressure is on us to win big trophies. So everybody's wondering what we've done differently this season to finally get over the line, and Noni's part of that. But I also think it's because even at Chelsea, despite putting in similar performances, it's not that Noni was getting hooked, but it's like Noni isn't doing 90 minutes the same way he's just done 3 90-minute games in a row. Everybody watches Arsenal games the same way everybody watches Chelsea games. But now that you used to watch Chelsea games and see Noni come off, and you think, oh, well, obviously he's not impressed. Obviously he's not. Yeah. Manager must be taking him off because of X, Y, and Z reason. Whereas now it's like, he's not coming off. Manager saying, I like what I see from you. I like this a lot. I don't have another player who's gonna do this.
Yeah.
So it's a bit of both. I think it's the only bad thing that guys used to say about, like level-headed guys used to say about Noni was that I just really haven't seen enough of him to know where this is gonna go, what he's gonna be. And I think at Arsenal, finally, he's getting that chance of, like, we said it before he signed, either he's gonna be sort of a starter as a left winger or the first name off the bench, the first name on the team sheet if somebody's injured and stuff. So I think it really is just the fact that people are seeing maybe 20, 30 more minutes of Noni per game.
Yeah.
And they feel as, and especially when you win, it helps. If like, oh yeah, well, actually he was always good, right? He was always doing this, right?
Yeah. But it looks like people just either pay more attention when it's Arsenal, or
there's too many Chelsea players.
There's more eyes on Arsenal.
There's too many. When I saw that Buonanotte has been included into the Champions League squad because someone I've never heard of,
Dario Esugo,
has dropped out.
Yeah. Some guy they signed from Sporting with long-term injury. Well, I told you about that NPC the other day that Chelsea were signing. But yeah, and last year, I think one of the other points is that the expectation for Noni at Chelsea was to be a starter.
Yeah.
And be efficient a starter.
Because he came off a good season at PSV.
Right? Yeah. The expectation at Noni is to fill in when Saka's out, when Eze's out, and you've got to go and play on the left. And so there's a different level of expectation. And yeah, he's more than doing that, right? He's in that conversation of like, if he has to play again, he can play again.
And not to drag the conversation into a dark place, but it also just really sheds light on how shit Sterling was. Like how super shit Sterling was. Because Noni's played well. Noni's played very well. We all like Noni. But Noni, he's being a winger. He's beating his man. He's looking dangerous. He's adding threat level to the team. Sterling wasn't even giving us. We're gassing Noni. We're praising Noni.
But we have to allow Sterling, man.
But he wasn't even giving us this as a bare minimum.
He wasn't, and we know what Sterling was. He's one of Arsenal's worst transfers. We can't keep letting.
I get it. As I said, I don't want.
I already said Sterling was in the game since he was 16. I feel like
I love Sterling. Sterling guy.
Yeah. That post he put up the other day of like 8:30, he's training in the darkness at Cobham with no one else. Him and Disasi have no way of getting back in the team.
You're only there because you don't want to get fined.
Yeah, we don't need to add fuel to the fire.
No. That's ad hoc thoughts.
He's been England's best player for a period. He's been a Premier League great. Cool.
This is his obituary. You're giving him his retirement.
It is, bro. It is. What's he gonna do from here? He's gonna pick up his 300 grand. Comfy, respect that.
I do think he'll retire. After that.
And then it'll be done. Maybe go MLS. Maybe whatever.
He should be at Palace.
But it is done. Like you said, bro. That Arsenal thing. That's a retirement year. You've shown you're not at the level. Or you could be at the level, but you don't have that same motivation or that same drive, whatever it is. Yeah. Like, I was there saying last year, it's nothing against Sterling. He's been in the game since he was 16.
I hear it. Like, sometimes there's a fight.
Like Salah didn't get to the top when they have the Salah Hazard debate. Salah didn't get to the top level till 24, 25. Hazard won titles at Lille when he was a kid.
Yeah. No, I hear it. Like he's done his 10,000 miles for sure. Yeah, he's put in all the time, everything. But in terms of just a Saka backup, Noni right now is giving us what we need.
There's levels.
And like Noni, we still think there's 3, 4, 5 years to get into.
Yeah. Because he's 23 and for sure. But look, we spoke about Chelsea there for a bit, Chelsea fans and stuff. Now, we've had conversations off air about, actually, before we go there, because finish up on Arsenal Champions League, that's the topic of the show, preview, contenders, players we're looking forward to. We've spoken about some of the players there. Arsenal as a football team.
I want to say this. I really think that we're going to go to the final this year. And I really think that like 90% because of our defense. I don't think we're going to concede many goals in the Champions League. I don't think we're going to give away many chances in the Champions League. I don't think we're going to get entangled in 3, 4, 5, 6 goal thrillers. I don't think that's going to be us. And I think that will serve us well. See how Inter last season made it all the way to the final, and by the time the group stage had ended, they'd only conceded like 1 goal, 2 goals. By the time knockout phase, well, to be fair, they had that tie with Barca, but as you say, Barca's the asterisk.
Yeah.
I think Arsenal are going to be on that type of trajectory with better attacking quality than Inter had last season.
Yep.
So I really think 2 years ago we made it to the quarterfinals. Last year we made it to the semi-finals. They just feel like a natural progression type thing. I think, our team has got better every season, every summer from those quarterfinals and semi-final exits. We've got better. So I really do think, I don't know about winning it because it does depend on who is our opponent in the final, what the matchup is like, who's fit, who's available, all this kind of stuff.
And you need luck.
Of course, 100%.
Every team needs that.
I really do think we have a chance as good as anybody.
Yeah.
Like the Bayern Munichs, the Madrids, the Barcelonas, because I do think like it's going to be a tough day to score
to break down
and beat us, and it almost Mosquera has shown it almost doesn't matter who the back four are. The goalkeeper's going to be Raya, but even if it's Kepa, it doesn't matter who the back four or back five are. It's going to take a lot to break them down. You've got Rice, you've got Zubomendi, or potentially Norgard in front of them. That should take us far.
Yeah,
I'm really sort of looking forward to this year.
I echo all of those thoughts. I think we should be having a deep run in the Champions League. The pundits, whatever, they're already talking about Arsenal having the best defense or defensive depth and whatever in Europe, which I probably agree with.
Yeah.
And based on that alone, that should be enough in the Champions League to get you to the quarterfinals.
Yeah.
Then you start, like last year, Declan Rice, free kicks and whatever, Marino. Then you start asking for some X factor.
Jim Bang. That's what I was going to say is a lot, like how far in terms of winning it, like it comes down to the Jing Bang quality that we can have. But I do think we can replicate Bilbao's performance versus a lot of teams. Yeah. And it won't always be the like substitution Trossard Martinelli thing, but it might be we get a goal early and the rest of the game is the same. They're on us. They're putting a lot of pressure. It's tight. But Rice is there, Zubimendi's there, Marino's there, whoever else, Timber's there.
And then there's a dagger.
Exactly.
Probably from Trossard.
Or a set piece, however it comes.
Yeah. Wherever it needs to be.
It could be Eze, it could be Saka when he's back. Marino can go right up there and Havertz could be back. And that's the Jing Bang. So I do think in the Champions League, it's going to be a lot of defensive solidarity in Jing Bang. But I trust our attacking options now a lot more. Say Noni gets firing. Say whoever's in a rich vein of form. It's going to be a problem,
Even
man.
the competition seems to have... that's exactly what we want to see from Martinelli.
Exactly.
When they come on the pitch, make a difference.
The subs
stake a claim.
Subs are hungry. Coming on.
Yeah. I mean, the Norgard cameo, we'll talk about that off air because I've got stuff to say on the Norgard cameo. Yeah. But you mentioned there, latter stages, you need Jing Bang, you need X Factor. Now, Chelsea, that's a team to me that screams like Champions League night, X Factor, João Pedro, Cole Palmer, Esteval, Reece James, whoever it needs to be, Caicedo, wherever it needs to come from. That's a team in the Champions League that I think the X Factor ability of some of those guys in that team. Like, I know Esteval's going to have a Champions League night where he scores the winner. And Palmer will do his thing. We've already spoken about JP. All those guys that I mentioned. And I don't think that Chelsea can win the Champions League because I think their defense is
not good enough.
Yeah. And the goalkeeper. But I think they're going to have good games, interesting games, and I think they could make a run just from that X Factor bailing them out.
I agree with your assessment of the team. JP's got X Factor, Esteval's got X Factor, Cole Palmer's got X Factor. I even think Caicedo and Enzo can in the Premier League they're getting better because they're making top four semi-consistently. But I think definitely in the Champions League can be a problem for a lot of Champions League midfields. But my issue with Chelsea is Moresco. And I don't think Moresco's a bad manager. I just worry that it's his first season in the Champions League.
Yep.
Yeah, I worry that he might overthink things or maybe not think about things as in depth as he should. He's going to just make rookie mistakes and there could be some vets in the league. Like, bro, Ernesto Valverde is a serious manager.
Yeah.
Ernesto Valverde is a serious... And like, he's managing Bilbao, who are pot four.
Yeah.
As you said, that's pot four.
Yeah.
Chelsea are like a pot one team.
So Joe Conceição was a serious manager.
So when he comes up against these guys who have game plans, they've been doing the footage for weeks now, they know Chelsea's coming or whatever's happening, I worry that there could be a possibility or potential for Maresca to get done. But Arteta's been done by that, you know?
Yeah.
So I worry that he might come up against some like well-versed managers in the Champions League who play for less, quote-unquote, lesser sides, spend less money, have less quality or wherever it is. But tonight's their night. It's their Champions League night. So Wednesday, Thursday night, Tuesday night, wherever it is, under the lights. We know how it gets in the Champions League. So I think Chelsea have the squad to make a run, for sure. I just wonder if their manager is going to be... like take the Champions League like a duck to water. We've seen managers overthink these kind of things, man.
I think
Maresca was already rotating on the weekend before this game.
Yeah. And Drew didn't get the 3 points, but I think I agree with that because I think it could even be a case of Chelsea have to go through that qualifying stage. They don't make the top 8 because they do have some tough fixtures in this group stage, but I feel like they get to that qualifying stage and then when it's a Champions League night and then they start, X Factor starts pouring out of their ears and they start getting on a bit like the Club World Cup.
Yeah.
They start getting on a bit of a roll. Like I said, I don't think they'll win it, but I think they could get to the quarterfinals.
I also wonder, as much as I think the squad is good, I wonder, because Chelsea's whole thing is about having a young squad, consistently signing a young squad, I wonder what it's like when the pressure's on, could be qualifying game, in terms of like round of 16, quarterfinals game, wherever it might be.
Well, you have to bench Gittins for that one.
Exactly, but like what it's like if you come up against maybe not even a Bayern Munich, but like a Juventus who have the history, who have the potential know-how, and they go 1-0 up. Yeah, Kenan Yildiz just does his thing. He bags one from 25, 30 yards.
But we should have played Juve last year, but they got dunked on by PSV.
Yeah, I agree with that, but I just wonder if, how does that look? Like Chelsea should be beating Juve. I think Chelsea are a better team than Juve.
Yeah.
But Chelsea, everybody from Chelsea is like 20 years old, 21 years old.
Yeah.
Are they going to be like, oh shit, Juve are on it today? Let's just see what we can do, or let's just cover up and make this not embarrassing? But
I think some of those, like with JP.
Palmer, JP, I'm not worried. I'm never worried about JP.
Cole Palmer.
Mentally. I'm not worried about Cole Palmer mentally. But as you say,
I think even Gittins, these Brazilian guys are just...
The Sanchez,
those guys are gonna be fuck ups.
Everybody, Buonanotte and
forget
Pedro Neto, and I think all these guys potentially. I'm not saying this is gonna happen for a fact, but where I worry about Chelsea is like, because I still have these similar worries about Arsenal. Is like if an Elise or a Yildiz or whoever scores that Champions League world, yeah. Do you start to believe that they're just a big team and this is what always happens, right?
But then the best thing you need in that situation is a player who's going to nip that in the bud, and nobody will do that more than JP.
Well, that's what we have to see.
Thinking, is this that?
If JP does that,
JP wins a penalty.
No, if JP does that, it's no longer like young Chelsea. That's just a mature team. That's a mature team.
Well, that's a mature player.
That's a mature performer.
That will be the narrative.
Maresca's done well to get it over the line.
That will be the narrative.
And that will, and I'll have to accept that. Yeah, but as I say, like Juve can go 1-0 up, but that game is not over.
Yeah.
You know, don't treat that game like it's over. Even if Juve go 2-0 up, for example, don't treat that game like it's over. So that's what I want to see from Chelsea.
Yeah. So look, we said we were going to keep it away from English teams, English players. We're going to do that now. So, the way we've done this, we pick one team from Bundesliga, Serie A, La Liga, and Liga. One team each. Talk about them. We're going to start with Bundesliga because Michael, I feel like he needs to get this off his chest.
I need to be the only.
To put it on a platform.
I need to be the
people are going to watch.
The only person in all of football media to show this guy some respect and some love.
And I agree with you. I've been agreeing with you. Nobody in football media shows this guy any love, and it is quite shocking. So, Michael, from the Bundesliga, who do you have? What team? And talk about whatever players you want to talk about.
I have Borussia Dortmund, and I want to
yesterday.
Exactly. I want to preface this by saying I had this team picked before yesterday's game. I actually think yesterday's game looks bad on them. You should be 4-2 up with 10 minutes to go and be drawing that game. And Juve are a decent team, but it's not like the Juve of old.
Yeah.
But the reason I have Dortmund is quite specifically for Guirassy. I think Guirassy, he has as good goals to game ratio, goal tally ratio, highlight reel, big goal reel, as any of bar the top guys, Kane, Lewandowski's, whoever. Yeah. But like anybody who went this summer, including Gyökeres, including Sesko, exactly, Wissa, all these guys, I
Jackson.
think you can put Guirassy right in there with them and argue whether he's better than or slightly under than or wherever he fits in the pecking order.
Look, I'll tell you guys, Michael's been on to Guirassy for a minute. He told me about Guirassy months ago. Told me about his goal scoring record.
It's like,
and then I started to like prick up my ears and notice. But Guirassy obviously plays Dortmund. Yeah, he obviously plays Bundesliga.
Yeah.
Did he score more goals than Sesko?
He did.
Did he score more goals than Walter?
He did.
So
Marmoush, all these guys.
What are we doing here?
Bro, no love for Guirassy. If you go and look at his stats yourself, you will be shocked. He's got like 70 or 80 goals in like 100 and something games for Borussia Dortmund. He's almost like a 1-to-2 ratio.
Watermarder got 12, I think.
It's beyond. Last year he got 13, 14 goals in the Champions League. He was joint top scorer in the Champions League. No one cares.
Yeah.
No one gives a shit about Guirassy. He's 20. He's not even 30. He's 29.
Yeah.
It's not like Guirassy's like, oh well, he's 34.
And he's been doing this.
It's not like it's a Chris Wood thing, and it's like there's no need to be hype about this because he's 34.
Yeah.
And this is like obviously it for him. It's like, well, you might get 1 or 2 years out of Guirassy. You might get almost 4 years out of Guirassy.
Yeah.
Well, we need to see. I'm stretched that, but I think people should be tuning in to see whether or not they think, and it's not like Dortmund, some small town club where like he's doing it where we've never heard of the league.
Yeah.
We heard all the question marks about Gyökeres and the Portuguese league,
like Watermarder at Stuttgart.
Exactly. It's not a Watermarder at Stuttgart thing. Guirassy's playing for a well-respected club in Europe who make Champions League every year and challenge for the title. And he's scoring goals. He's their bagsman.
And I think the biggest or the overarching point on this, and correct me if I'm wrong here, I think Michael's telling you guys, any of you guys that are watching this and listening to this, I think he's just telling you guys, go and watch Dortmund.
Literally.
And form your own opinion.
Literally. Go and tell me.
He's not telling you that Guirassy's this or Guirassy's that, even though he might think that. But Liverpool 2-0 up?
2-0 up.
Yeah, Isak's probably bagged. He's not telling you, even though, he might think that. I think he's just saying, nobody seems to be talking about
I'm just telling you.
So go and watch him, go form your own opinion.
100% go and watch him, go form your own opinion. Go look at his stats and tell me if this guy should be linked to any club in the Premier League or anywhere else for that matter. Just go and tell me if he's worth his weight in salt, because his goal tally is serious, bro. His goal tally is of somebody that should go for 70, 80 mil, according to the market. I mean, I've got Dortmund and I've got Voldemort. And look, we know Dortmund they like to do the pretty football thing. They like to do we play good football. It doesn't necessarily. It's almost as if they don't necessarily care about winning, but they definitely care about playing good football.
Yeah.
So Dortmund, in terms of watching Dortmund games in the Champions League, I don't think they're a bad shout. No matter who they play.
Yeah.
No matter who they play, there will be goals in that game. And if Guirassy's back, if Guirassy even gets to 8 goals this year in the Champions League, which would be like damn near half his tally from last season, it's a ridiculously good feat from him.
Yeah.
It's a ridiculously good feat from him.
Yeah. Because I think last year he might have only played like 10 games. I don't remember Dortmund going that far. From the Bundesliga, I've got Bayern. Bayern, who are playing Chelsea right now. I've got them as a contender. I don't think they'll win it because I don't think Vincent Kompany has the minerals. I'm still against Vincent Kompany. I still don't think he should have got that job. And I've said before, it's not against Vincent Kompany as a person. I think he's cool, whatever, but he shouldn't have got that job. Luis Diaz, Harry Kane, Musiala will eventually come back. But the one I want to point out, Michael's mentioned him there, Michael Elise. I think Michael Elise could have a
monster year.
I think a bit of a standout year. But I think with Michael Elise, it might not need to be a monster year, but it could be a monster year, similar to the way Eze kind of had a monster year. Like Eze only scored 8 Premier League goals last year, but the FA Cup run is obviously a monster year.
I agree with that 100%.
I think in those Champions League knockout games,
he might get 1 goal in the group stage game in entirety. 4 goals, but he'll have 3 in the knockout. That will be winners.
I think Bayern got knocked out by Inter last year. I think Elise is going to take it up another level this year.
100%.
And I will give Luis Diaz a shout out because Luis Diaz was hit and miss in the Premier League for a while, but I just think Champions League with Bayern Munich, I think Luis Diaz is just he's a profile.
He's got a bit of quality. He's got a bit of quality.
That dog, that South American player that's going to get up and down.
I already know I'm never going to be shocked if Luis Diaz puts Bayern Munich, Liverpool, whoever it was, 1-0 up
in a big game.
I'm never going to be like, what? You won't believe who scored.
Yeah, someone must have made a fuck up.
Exactly. He's got that quality. I agree with that 100%. I want to echo your thoughts on Michael Elise. I think he might have a monster year, and it's never normally about numbers with Elise. He just performances. He is the eye test for a lot of footballers. Like he is the winger. And it's going to be good, man. I want him, and that's why. Side note again, that's why I'm not mad at big teams having poor records and still going through. Champions League, I want to see Bayern Munich. I want to see PSG. I want to see Juventus and Madrid and Barcelona. Don't give me a Club Brugge Carabao quarterfinal when it's like, oh, happy days, they've made it to the quarterfinals. I want to see the big teams.
Yeah.
So I'm watching the Champions League.
Yeah.
So
I mean, that's why Benfica just sacked their manager because they lost the Carabao at home. That's why Jose's coming in.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So that's it on the Bundesliga. I picked Bayern and Dortmund. Elise, Garassi watch. You've been warned. You've been told. I'm sure Michael will be coming back here.
100%. You'll hear a lot of Garassi this year.
Let's go to La Liga.
Now
I'll go first on this one. Barca Nation. If you've watched the pod, you've heard me talk about it. Welcome me.
Barca Nation.
I'm here. It's time to bring European glory back home, back to Barca. Welcome me with open arms. But too many of my guys play for Barca.
Yeah.
Rashford,
De Jong.
Rafinha, De Jong, Ferran Torres.
Yeah.
You'll know more than anyone. Those are four of my guys.
Yeah.
I loved Rafinha at least. Was onto Rafinha early. And Rashford going there's just the tip of the iceberg. Rashford, I'm with you. Newcastle, St. James is tomorrow. Tough away day. We'll be there. But Barca, look, Hansi Flick, we've said before, Hansi Flick can coach an offense better than anyone probably in world football. They'll score goals, they'll basketball games. But they got to the semi-final similar to us. Please, God, don't let it be an Arsenal-Barcelona final. I'm not ready for that. But I do think that they could make that extra step. Similar sort of thing, go to the final this year.
No, I think the expectation of Barca, one, for me for sure, is to score the most goals in the tournament. You should have the team that scores the most, not necessarily for your attacking talent, but Hansi Flick knows how to super boost an attack, coach a good attacking team. We saw that last year. Barca can go all the way. They've got the X factor that they need to win Champions League games.
Yeah. I mean, the guy I was going to really talk about was Rashford.
Yeah.
Because I think adding Rashford, when we talk about X Factor, a bit similar to Michael Elise, but obviously their games do look very different. Elise is a lot more kind of, I don't know, quote unquote aesthetic.
Yeah. He's got the aesthetics thing working for him for sure.
Rashford in those big games, like, hopefully you guys don't need me to tell you what Rashford's on in big games.
I do think Rashford,
the original BGB.
I think Rashford come knockout stage, like an Elise thing. I think he'll do well in the group stage games. Don't get me wrong, like he will probably score more goals than Elise, but I do think Rashford come knockout stage will be the Barca's wild card. Like and it's not that guys or teams don't know how good Rashford is. I just don't know. On top of all the other attacking talent,
show him the same respect.
On top of all the other attacking talent that Barca have, if there is enough players on the pitch, the game plan for Rashford, you need at least 4 players on Lamine Yamal.
Like if you have to triple team Lamine Yamal and double team Rafinha,
who's left over, you know. And if Rashford's getting a 1v1, he might as well have no one. So
for real.
I do agree that like Rashford could cause a lot of damage to a lot of teams, man. He's got, obviously, as you say, hopefully we don't have to explain to you his qualities and how good he is and what he can do with the ball and all this kind of stuff.
In big games specifically.
Yeah. He's got it.
Who you got? La Liga,
I got Real Madrid, man. I'm a Madrista. I got Real Madrid. Great start tomorrow. Great start yesterday. I think.
Whoa.
You know what? It's funny because I think in the first half, it was like, damn, we're back. We're actually playing good football.
Marseille played well, though.
Well, Marseille played well, but I expect Real Madrid to concede in every Champions League.
Yeah.
I expect every game to end 3-1, 4-1, you know, however it is. I do think that we need to, I'm not sure if I'm loving the midfield combination. I agree. Like what you said about Arsenal, individually, I love them all. I think Tchouameni, Valverde, and Arda Güler individually are all world-class players.
But Arda Güler, just quickly on that, he took one corner yesterday. It was just so... I haven't really seen a corner. It was just so fizzed like a laser. Yeah, just flew into the box. His technique's top.
I'm all for those guys individually, but something about that unit makes me I don't know what it is, man. I feel like we're just
That's a good unit.
It's a very good unit on paper, but I just feel like
you've got every sort of profile you need in there. Really.
Exactly, but I don't know, man. I need Camavinga back quick.
But for who?
And that's the thing. But I think in the Champions League it'll be worth it because I've seen Cameron in the Champions League. We know what he's on.
But Fede can't be dropped.
No, it'll be Arda. And I know Arda's that's Xavi's guy.
And then
I know that's Xavi's guy.
The 10?
It'll be Cameron. It'll be like
as a 10.
6, 8, 10. But it will be Cameron in the sense
I think that's Fede.
It'll be Cameron in the sense of like chance creation will fall on a lot of players. It will fall on Vinny, it will fall on Mbappe, it will fall on Camavinga, it will fall on Fede, it will fall on Tchouameni, Rodrigo, Brahim Diaz, whoever's playing.
And to be fair, if you want to force Arda Güler in there, you can play him on the right.
And I think at home, these basketball games are kind of cool because Madrid have the juice, they have the mentality, they have the know-how to win these basketball games at home. But I do think away from home, like you might want to shore things up a little bit more. You might want to get. Camo brings everything: dual winning, pace, creativity, physicality. He brings it all. So if Real Madrid want to stop the we need to rely on the judge, and we can actually just beat teams normally in like 60, 70 minutes because we're better than them. I think Camo's gonna have to be a massive part, and it's not because Arda's bad. It's not because Arda's. I think he's a really good player. I just somehow think the dynamic of the midfield.
It's literally the same conversation of Marino and
exactly.
Like that's, and we've already spoken about that. If Arda Güler loses the ball away at Chelsea, away at
Liverpool, it's different.
Yeah, and there's a transition now with Salah and Isak or Palmer and JP.
Rumors you got go to Anfield, by the way.
Yeah. Like and I would be really, really surprised if Xabi Alonso starts Arda Güler in that. Because I expect Xabi Alonso, Spanish, Basque, number 6.
He knows Anfield.
Exactly, right? I would expect him to know tactically what this game's going to require. But it was funny because yesterday I thought when Carvalho got sent off after the headbutt, I thought, Deserbi, Marseille, we can get something here. But of course, somehow the Marseille player decides, I'm in the burnabout today, so I'm going to give away a penalty and get sent off. I'll make it 10v10.
That Madrid juice, look, you're never going to beat that Madrid juice.
Yeah.
And in terms of the player that I think is worth talking about for Real Madrid, weirdly enough, I think it's this new left back, Caracas.
Yeah. Do you know where he used to be?
Yeah, Man United. And that's half of why I brought him up.
You know who sold him?
Yeah, Ten Hag. That's half of what he's come for 45 million.
What do you Ten Hag squad building?
By the way,
squad building includes players you've let go.
Madrid, they don't spend 45 million.
Is that how much it cost?
Yes. Euros.
Oh, okay.
They don't spend 45 million euros on anybody.
But from Benfica.
From Benfica.
Yeah, United sold him.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They don't spend 45 million euros on just anybody. Madrid's thing is to wait till you're a free transfer and then we'll just,
Especially if they already spent 50 on Højlund.
So they think you're a decent guy. They think you're going to be here for the future. And he does look good. He does look tidy. He does look all right. He does look like he's got...
Calafiori-esque.
Yeah, he does look like he's got a little bit of everything to his game. And I'm also choosing him because I think Alonso might super boost him. I think he's not gonna. I don't think he's gonna start like bare games or nothing like that.
Yeah.
But I think when he's in there, or he might start some of the big games that you don't expect. I think Alonso's gonna have him on the nastiest, like left wing back routine. I need you to do a lot for me.
In Capi light.
Exactly. Real. So obviously, like there's a lot of guys you should watch out for Madrid. I think Mbappe is gonna.
He's had a good start.
Exactly. He's gonna be there or thereabouts in terms of Madrid's top scorer. We've mentioned Valverde. I think Tchouameni as well. I think it might be a Tchouameni comeback year. I feel like for the last couple of years, there might be some slight on his name. How good is he? Is he really worth X, Y, and Z? They paid for him.
Yeah.
I do think that this year under Alonso, this whole CDM centre back thing that Tchouameni's got going on, I do think that's going to work.
Yeah.
Well for him.
There might not be someone in world football better suited for that, bro.
Yeah.
Tchouameni, right? He's literally played centre back. Ancelotti was using him at times last year. Yeah, look, we've got Barca and Real there. Shout out to Atleti. Atleti will do what they usually do.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, Serie A. Do you want to kick this one off?
Serie A?
Who are you looking at? Who's the contender?
I got Atalanta, man. I got Atalanta as a team to watch.
Now, you were saying earlier about Mosquera, first season in the Champions League. Ernesto Valverde and Matt. I don't think anyone sums that up more than Gasperini. What I saw from Gasperini when we played Atalanta last year.
And Gasperini's a manager that I think you can...
Not forgetting Anfield.
Yeah. Good manners.
Yeah.
Gasperini's a manager I think you can underestimate. You might be like, I'm going to rotate for this Atalanta at home game. I'm going to rotate for... And Gasperini's come with a super serious system.
And I'm pretty sure Chelsea play Atalanta.
We know Gasperini's going to come with a super serious system. Players are going to be fired up. Attacking players are going to be looking to play free-flowing football and score goals. And I feel like if you don't get that right, if you don't treat them with their respect, as you say, we went to Atalanta last year. We know how tough it is.
Yeah. We came away with the 0-0 because Raya made a double save from a penalty.
Exactly. And that's what it was. Yeah. We
literally didn't fashion a chance.
and Atalanta, man, they've got a good team. They've got decent players, man. In terms of, I'm not really sure what's happening with the Lookman situation. He's staying. Transfer windows, I think, are shut.
Yeah.
So
he's staying now.
How sort of happy Lookman is definitely one to watch. Obviously, guys know Scamacca from his time at West Ham and stuff. But I actually want to speak about this guy, Charles de Ketelaere.
Oh, okay. I didn't even know they signed him.
No, exactly. Because he's been touted as like a top talent.
He was at AC.
He was at AC Milan. I think he's been at Atalanta for like a year, 2 years now. And I just want to know if he's worth the hype. Like, I don't think there's like crazy hype about him, but AC Milan thought he was a good player.
There was pretty some hype, when he went to Milan. Yeah.
I want to know if he's going to step up and do this thing. I feel like these teams like Atalanta, they rely on a bagsman and a goal scorer, but they heavily rely on an up-and-coming midfield talent who's like the link. He links everything. We've got a decent enough defense.
Serie A loves that like 6'3" number 10.
Yeah. And he has to we've got decent enough defense because we're Italians and we defend rigidly, and we've got one winger who we think is decent, but we need this guy to create in midfield. We need this guy to come and pretty much be everything, be a little bit of everything. These guys are taking a free kick that's just hit the referee. So I think the Ketelaere, on top of, as we said, on top of Scamacca, on top of Lookman, they've got Kolasinac there. Shout out Kolasinac. They've got Zappacosta. They've got it's a typical Italian team. Some vets who you might know from some teams in the Premier League,
where they've played.
Some young talents that are meant to be decent in Italy, and like they're one stud
they've still got Edison.
Bayern has scored. That one stud.
Oh, who scored?
It seems like Elise.
There you go.
Or Upamecano. It's either Elise or Upamecano.
Don't let it be Upamecano.
Everyone's giving him that.
Yeah. We can clown Moresca even more if it's Upamecano.
Well, now we'll see what Moresca's on, bro. He's never been 1-0 behind to Bayern Munich before.
Yeah. Chalobah. Cameras on Chalobah. Why is that? What's happened there?
Fizzed out to Elise. Rinsed.
Cooked. Who's that? Is that JP that got cooked?
Oh, it's just an own goal. I don't even know why they're giving Upamecano any credit.
Yeah, JP.
Oh, I don't know why Chalobah's gone with that foot. He's gone with his wrong foot.
Look, we're talking about 6'3" number 10s. Serie A, how much they love them. The MVP last year was Scott McTominay. My team is Napoli. Now, Antonio Conte notoriously does badly in the Champions
League. On record. Yeah, on record.
Like, that's been very, very consistent.
Do your Googles.
So, me picking Napoli here isn't... Like, I actually think Atalanta might go further than them. I think all the Italian teams might end up going further than them. Even Juve. Just because of... I don't know what Conte has with this Champions League record, but... They're going to be good to watch, I think. They play Man City tomorrow at the Etihad. Kevin De Bruyne, like I said, Scott McTominay. I've always told guys there's a place for
misunderstood.
Scott McTominay.
We were here. We had the misunderstood. Check the tapes.
At uni, I lived with a United fan. I used to tell the United fan, look, you hate Scott McTominay, but there's parts of his game that you can appreciate.
Yeah.
And Rasmus. If Rasmus scores against Man City, I'm gonna be on the Rasmus train. We need to start scoring some goals. We need to outscore Sesko, all of that. But it's Antonio Conte, and as much as there's Newcastle, Barcelona tomorrow, and I am self-declared Barca Nation, so I will need to tune into that. Conte versus Pep
is very good. I
don't know if there's a better second screen.
It's very good
than Conte versus Pep, even in the Champions League.
The return of Kevin De Bruyne.
I like it more that Conte's away from home.
Yeah.
He can just sit back and be nasty.
If you want to know what the definition of stifling will look like, that's what Thursday's game is gonna be. Conte is gonna come with a plan to stifle.
Do you remember those clips were being brought up because Gary Neville and obviously the Manchester derby and stuff when he spoke about Conte and what Conte did when they played Man City and he was at Chelsea and it was Pep and everybody behind the ball, long ball, defend. They lost 1-0 and Conte comes out and says, well, if I'm an idiot, I'll come here and I lose 3-4-0. I set up my team to lose 3-4-0. If I'm an idiot. Yeah.
I know Pep did have a sly sigh of man, really?
Yeah. KDB.
Is it Conte first game? Really?
With X Factor.
Come on.
But yeah, so I think that'll be interesting. Now, Ligue 1. Obviously, quick word on PSG, because actually neither of us picked PSG. Obviously, they're contenders, they're the holders, all of that. Kvaratskhelia, Doué, Barcola, Dembele, all of them. We know what PSG are on. I think they are winning right now, actually, against Atalanta. They'll probably have a deep run. But PSG, we can probably talk about later as the time things go on. Everyone knows what PSG are on.
My team in Ligue 1 was Monaco. I think Monaco, they did all right last year.
Paul Labille.
Yeah.
He's back in the Champions League.
They did all right last year, and I actually do think that he's one to watch.
Yeah.
Like, we need to see what he's on. It's been 2 years or so since he's been out of the game.
But we know what he can be on.
Exactly. And he's the captain, lead, the legend. And also, I do think talent dies late. Like, Pogba is talented, or definitely was, like, football talented. Not like, he's just an athlete who's good at football. Like, this guy's good at football.
Yeah.
You know, he can play whatever pass he wants. He can fizz it however he wants it. But there is more to this, like, Monaco team than just Paul Pogba. I feel like if the manager can do it right, they've got a decent set of experience and wherever it is. Ansu Fati plays in Monaco. Okay. Minamino's there. Eric Dyer's there.
Still got Golovin.
I
remember we played them last year.
Golovin's there. They've got Balogun. Balogun's there.
Yeah.
You know, they've got a decent, like...
You know what their manager's name? If it's the same manager from last year, you know what the manager's name?
No, who's the manager?
Adolf Hutter.
That's his
name. That's his name. I'm not doing a mad thing here. That if it's the same manager as last year,
crazy.
It's Adolf Hutter.
They got Zakaria. Then there's Zakaria. Remember the Chelsea Gladbach guy, Thilo Kehrer from Tottenham.
Yeah, West Ham.
So I think Monaco are like, I don't expect them obviously to, like, you know, make it to any sort of quarterfinal, semi-final stage, but I do think that Monaco starting 11, that Monaco team, if you're a novice, if you're Maresca, you might underestimate that. You might, something's going on here. I don't know what's happening. No.
Penalty. Caicedo.
Oh, he's not got the ball,
That's
has
a
he?
pen.
It's just not got the ball, has
That's
he?
a mistake you wouldn't see Declan Rice make in the Champions League. I agree. I think Monaco, purely for Pogba, man. Pogba's a guy that brings ice to the sport.
Maresca's like, what's going on? What's happened, bro? He's found him in the box. That's what's happened.
If you love football, you love watching Pogba. I for one can't wait to see Pogba play again. Hopefully, he does get back to some level. I've gone for Marseille. Now, the first... Oh, no, it wasn't. De Zerbi left the league before we did the pod.
Did he?
No, wait, did he?
I don't know if he did. I feel like
sorry. De Zerbi was still here. But you know when we got bopped 3-0 at the Emirates?
Yeah.
That was before we did the pod.
Yeah.
And as someone who's been going to the Emirates for 12 plus years, that week in, week out, that's one of the craziest, like, boppings I've ever seen. Yeah.
Well, the Brighton bopping,
and that includes Bayern 5-1.
Yeah.
And Pep's Barca and Cities when City have come, and of course Harry Kane 2-0. City when they come with Pep and what that De Zerbi bop was like, it was mad because there was just levels.
It's because, you know, it's like the expectation to how the bop is always different. You're expecting, well, Brighton are a good team, but we should have them, right? And then they come here and it's just mad.
But the bop Bayern was like, we've got killers.
Yeah. It was like unknown Enciso. It's like unknown.
But Brighton wasn't so much killers. It was in phase 1, phase 2, and phase 3. We're just gonna bop to you. You're not gonna get close to us.
But those are the Pascal Gross days. Those are the dark Pascal Gross days.
And still to this day, that's the best game I've ever seen Levi Colwill play. But De Zerbi at Marseille, we saw yesterday in the Bernabeu. I already said he was so close to picking up some points there. They played good ball. They played De Zerbi ball. You watched the game as well.
I did.
Centre backs here, midfielder
Yeah.
box, triangles. We're gonna move it.
I think
and
they've got
some tidy players.
I was gonna say,
that Weyer.
I think they've got good front three. We're green with Aubameyang.
Yeah.
That's gonna cause problems.
Yeah.
Like that is gonna cause problems.
Oh, one of the guys I was gonna point out was Aubameyang.
Yeah.
Aubameyang still looks like he went past Militao. Militao just had to drag him down.
Bro, Aubameyang's done it right, man. Year in Saudi. I'm gonna come back now. I'm gonna go to Marseille. I'm gonna be beloved again. Ooh. Oh, Chelsea have just scored.
2-1. X Factor.
Cole Palmer.
Straight back in the game. Company, you clown. But yeah, so Aubameyang, Weyer looked good yesterday. even Kondogbia.
Yeah, yo. But when I heard the name Kondogbia, I thought it must have been his younger brother. I thought it must have been his younger brother.
Yeah.
Bro, Kondogbia has been around for how long now?
I mean, he was linked with Arsenal for 10 years.
But that was back in 2012.
Yeah, exactly.
That was back in like 2013.
But yeah, so look, that's it on the other leagues, on the players, on the teams that we're looking forward to watching and some of the contenders. Let's move it on. Tweet of the week.
Yeah, my tweet of the week is there's no words to the tweet. It's just the image of Martinelli with Pele in the background. You know when it starts, when it starts blurry and it's on Pele. And then I don't know how that's come about. I don't know what game that is. I don't know if it's edited or however. Yeah, but that is hilarious. That is hilarious, man. I need that as well for Rice, but I need Vieira.
Yeah.
You know, Arsenal talked about replacing Vieira for 15, 20 years and just need Rice. And then I need Vieira in the background and then blur. And it's just Declan
Rice. The one that I wanted to go for, but obviously with the platform and the video, it doesn't translate. That one you sent me of Jose talking about Luke Shaw. that 3-minute thing where Jose's like, we need players who are in fantastic physical shape and fantastic body. We need players who are willing to go out there and play well. And that was one that I wanted to pick, but one that will translate, come across to the viewers. Mazraoui needs to realize his true calling in life is debating atheists in Hyde Park.
You know what I should have had? That's a very good one. I should have had.
Because he's got the hair transplant. 100%. That's where Mazraoui's been. I saw that in the derby, man. Mazraoui's been for the hair transplant, bro. It's obvious.
Mazes.
Yeah. That's a thing. Mazes. And that killed me because I was like, well, he's got that look. He's got the look down to a T. But yeah, look, that's MVPs funny. And rookies. First MVP, I've got Keith Andrews.
Shout out.
Sometimes managers come in, they take over from someone, they try and rip it all up and change everything. Doesn't work. Keith Andrews, Brentford heritage, knows what Thomas Frank has been doing. Long throw, set pieces, 3-5-2. Got the result against Chelsea.
Oh, look at what's happened in the goal. Anyway, we'll see at half time. My MVPs. Yeah, a shout out. Keith Andrews definitely deserves a shout out. I think that's worthy.
Fulham's new signing.
Kevin.
Yeah,
gotta respect Kevin. Willian 2.0.
Kevin, watch out. He's not playing Champions League, but watch out. He'll be playing Champions League soon.
I think MVPs. I'll give an MVP. Yeah, I guess we've already spoken about a lot of guys. I'll give MVPs to Maresca and Mosquera and all these guys.
Gyökeres.
Yeah,
I could give Gyökeres an MVP.
I could give Gyökeres an MVP. He's doing what I need him to do.
The Ollie Watkins flow we had last year. And then rookies.
Yeah, rookies. That's quite tough.
Hannibal Medjbri, you idiot. You absolute mug. Yeah. United fans are watching you come on and say, oh, he's not going to give them anything. He knows what it's about. He knows what this means. He starts playing basketball in the penalty box after 93 minutes of impeccable defending, impeccable setup from Scott Parker. I'm just going to throw these points away. Throw them away. Hannibal.
No, Hannibal is a very good one. I actually will give a rookie to Maresca, man. I don't know what's gonna happen in this Bayern Munich game, but I didn't like the rotation that early into the season in preparation for this, especially when you don't get the 3 points. It lets me know who is the manager, Emery. Do you know when we were saying about Emery, like as soon as they start playing 3 times a week, forget about it. About what Aston Villa are up to. I feel Maresca does, and it's by definition rookie. It's his first time doing this. It's his first time learning this kind of stuff. That Brentford one, you got to see that out. You've got to go to this Bayern game with top of the table, unbeaten, or whatever it is. Points. If those points on the board, in the bag, I think Chelsea have got to do everything to get out of just being a top 4 team. Like I like with everything that's going on, the money that they've spent, X, Y, and Z. Chelsea can't just settle for top 4. To be fair, I forgot another MVP I want to give out to is that Belgian team, that Union, whatever.
Oh, Saint Gilles, yeah.
I think they might be all right. I think they might be the new Club Rouge of last season. I think they might get a couple results.
Yeah.
It's kind of easy to give a rookie to United and Amorim. Luke Shaw, we've mentioned, has to get one.
Luke Shaw told us
has to get one
after the Europa League final. We came on this pod and we addressed it then. Luke Shaw came out in the interview and said, we all need to have a long, hard look at ourselves in the mirror and think about whether we're fit to play for Man United.
Yeah.
And I said then that Luke Shaw is not the person to be coming out because he's not fit to play for Man United.
Guys are saying,
and lo and behold, he's here again.
Guys are saying Luke Shaw's only happy when United are at their worst. That's the only time Luke Shaw comes out.
Luke Shaw said this is the happiest the camp's ever been.
That's crazy.
But Luke Shaw's also happy when a manager's playing him. Right? And a manager's not cussing him out publicly like Jose Mourinho. Luke Shaw had his fingerprints on all 3 goals in that game. I don't know how Luke Shaw still makes a living. I don't know. Man United fans deserve every bit of this because they'll still tell me that Luke Shaw's England's best left back.
That's crazy.
Yeah, you deserve every bit of this. I don't know how in 2025 Luke Shaw's getting away with this.
No, I agree with you 100%. And I guess Villa as well surely have to be a rookie.
Yeah.
Villa, Emery.
I almost forgot them.
Villa,
0
Emery.
goals scored in 4 games.
They're out now. No? I didn't even see yesterday.
So they lost in the Carabao Cup. They're out of that. But in the Premier League, they have not scored a goal in their first 4
That's crazy.
games.
It's ridiculous.
They have not scored a goal. And I think Europa League starts for them tomorrow. So Emery 2 games a week. I'm not really seeing those Arteta Emery comparisons anymore.
You won't this season. You won't.
We'll see. Look, I think that's it from us. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that Champions League preview. Let us know if you guys have any contenders that you think we missed out, any players that you guys are looking forward to watching, and please subscribe, like, comment, all of that. We'll be back next week with a Premier League roundup. We're off to go and watch the Champions League football. Thank you guys for watching, and peace.